Thank you for that. I felt like it really lifted the healing powers of what we were just doing. In a moment, we're going to do the discussion that I had mentioned earlier, and I want to frame what we're going to be sharing with each other. One of my children said to me this week, "Mom, what's the Torah portion this week?" Can I tell you that there's not a better question to ask your rabbi mom? And I said, it's the wilderness, Bamidbar, the wilderness. And he said, yeah, but we've already been in the wilderness. Also very uplifting. And I said, yes, we have been in the wilderness for a while now in Torah. As you all know, because I say it all the time, most of Torah is in wilderness. But this is the Parsha and the book that's actually called Bamidbar, in the wilderness. I got an email this week. I don't know how many of you are on email chains that has a Devar Torah, a Drash for the week. I'm on several, and I'll open different ones at different times and seeing. And this one made me laugh because it was describing the wilderness as we're in Midbar now, and it's horrible, it's horrendous, it's scary, it's all these things. That made me laugh, and it made me think of a time when I was with my beloved teacher of blessed memory, Rabbi Carol Myers, and we were studying Torah together with a small group in her home, and it was Breshit, creation. And she was talking about creation, and she said she was describing the very first lines of Torah, and she said, and then there's tohu vavohu, there's the void, and said to the group of us, what does that make you think of? And everybody sort of spoke out loud, and everywhere around me it was like scary, terrible, horrible void. And at the same time, I was like, creative darkness, possibility, incredible. But we were all saying it at the same moment. So I was like, oh, maybe I said the wrong thing. And she looked me deep in my eyes and said, can you tell me more? This is how I feel about wilderness, as you know. Scary, yes, absolutely. But so full of possibility and transformation. So the place we have to go through to get to where we're headed. We can't avoid the wilderness, and so much can happen in it. So here we are, Bamidbar, and this very first opening line of this Parsha, but also of the whole book, on the first day of the second month in the second year, following the Exodus from Mitzrayim. Adonai spoke to Moses, Bamidbar Sinai, in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tent of meeting. Now, after this time that we've already been here, now we're going to name it. Hey, everybody, just in case you didn't know, we are in the wilderness. You all know that because I tell you all the time, but we are in the wilderness. And one of my very favorite midrash, a beloved midrash for many of us, is centered on the opening line of this book. And in Midrash Rabbah, it says, why? Why wilderness? Why is all of this happening in the wilderness? From this very verse, and Adonai spoke to Moses, Bamidbar Sinai, the sages tell us that we get three things, that Torah came with three things. And as you know, we're going to be celebrating the giving of Torah on Tuesday night with Shavuot. Shavuos. It's a holiday. It's like the forgotten cousin of the holidays, but it turns out it's a big one, and we're here on Tuesday night. Come on, Tuesday night. We can pull this out, Nefesh. We will see you here. It's going to be amazing, right here. Anyway, that was my plug. So, and why wilderness? And it says Torah, the giving of Torah came with three things: fire, water, and wilderness. Eish, Mayim, Vamidbar. Why these three things? Fire was on the mountain with the giving of the Torah. The water is in the cloud. And the wilderness. Why these things? Because all these things are free. Just as things are free, so are the words of Torah. They're free for all of humanity. In order to acquire Torah, in order to acquire wisdom, you have to make yourself free. Not just any kind of free, but a halakhic concept called hefker, which means ownerless. So if you have a hefker table and there's like books, these are hefker. You can take them. They're ownerless. So you have to throw yourself open into the wilderness. It's a beautiful English translation I like from the Sansino, which says, anyone who does not throw themselves open to all like a wilderness cannot acquire wisdom and Torah. Interesting how we always say that in the negative. So I'm going to do that again and say, all of us who throw ourselves open can inquire, ownerless, can acquire wisdom and Torah. Into that unknown, throwing yourself open into this wilderness state. We've been here a little while, folks, but now we're going to throw ourselves open to it. It's so unbelievably ridiculous on so many levels how many spiritual leaders don't understand the profound journey that is the wilderness, and that is the wilderness of coming out and of coming to know deeply who you are. Feels like such a missed opportunity. Besides the bigotry and bias and fascism, there's this complete missing of what a model of a profound spiritual journey it is. It's so full of courage and vulnerability and truths, emet, and courage, omeitz lev, and so many of our deepest ancient spiritual teachings are alive in this kind of journey. I know that to be true in my own journey as a queer person, and how incredible it is to get to witness someone's journey. What an incredible opportunity. I've gotten to work with teenagers, with young people over many years, and that moment of them coming out, or if you will, bringing me in, what a blessing. And I've gotten to work with adults over many years, over so many ages, and to see people coming into deeply who they are. Amazing. What an honor. What a spiritual honor to come out, to be brought in. Thank you. Amen. The presence of the divine, the truth of it, and being able to share these truths is how we move things along. Sharing stories, as Zachary, you do all the time. Sharing with it intimately, sharing with it broadly. That's how things shift, because we are beholden and beloved to each other. And you also don't have to share it with anybody, just who you want to share it with. Both are true. So let's do some of this tonight. I'm going to ask you to share with somebody next to you a piece of wisdom, a piece of learning, a piece of wisdom that you have gained in the wilderness of your own journey to come to know who you are more deeply.